What's up, everybody? It's your boy Captain Jack. Welcome back to the channel. Opening day, red snapper. Join us on this adventure. Stay tuned.
Red team, not the clock is counting. Oh, this is my moment. Oh, this is my moment. This is my moment. Oh, I was born for greatness. Oh, legend in the making, deep in my bones. Oh yeah, I am the champion.
We're out here getting some red snapper, boy. Last minute strike mission. We're gonna get it. Woo! So this is some very unique diving. It's something that I'm not really used to, and the water gets cold and murky once you get a little deeper, but you have to get down to the bottom because that's where the fish are. You can hear me breathing up at the surface, and I never really talk about my breathe up. What I do is I take long exhales and long inhales. Whenever I have about 10-second intervals where it's a 10-second exhale, a little pause, and then a 10-second inhale, that's when I know I'm ready. When I'm ready, I take a regular breath, exhale all the air out, and then take a really big breath in, and then I make my descent. And so that's what I do on this dive. What I did beforehand, I brought like 2 or 3 sardines and I chunked them up, and I'm kind of coming up on them right now, and you don't want to dive until those chunks are down a little deeper. And I did 2 groups of chum. I chopped up 1 sardine. Each piece was about a little less than an inch big. I dropped it down, and then I did a second one, and I came in on the farther chum, and there was a red snapper on it, and there he is. And I absolutely laced him. And once these things get chum drunk, they are easy to shoot. You can get in close, but you have to make sure you take your time. You want to descend real slow, get down to the bottom, very minimal movements so they don't spook, but you go down like you're almost a piece of chum, and they come right into you. And that's what happened on this guy, and I was stoked. Stoner, baby! Ow! Right, climb down. Woo! First drop, dude. Like clockwork. Woo, that's a good one. Dude, it's murky down there, but they're down there. You just gotta let the chum get through the thermocline. Woo! Here, hold it out towards me. There we go, baby. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're coming for. Woo! Number 1. That's my only one.
Number 1, it's my only one.
What, number 1? My only one. I'll stay and shoot like buttons and stuff. Woo. All right, so this is what we came out to do. It was so sick. 12 o'clock last night, I hit up Dalton. I was like, dude, let's go for red snapper. It opens tomorrow. And dude, on a whim, came out on the little bay boat. Dude, first drop, first spot, and I freaking stoned him. It was so sick. It's murky down there, but we got it done. It's a good day so far. So hopefully we get some more just like this one, but stoked, stoked, stoked. So we got in the water and started chumming again. Dalton laced this Spearo mackerel, so it added to the fish box.
Sure, don't miss a lot.
So after a while, we were finishing up the day, and Eddie shot a nice cobia. Get another shot? Another shot?
Yeah, he's good.
Now Dalton went down and checked and saw that it was a solid shot, didn't need a backup shot, so no sense in putting another shaft and getting things tangled. So the shot was holding, brought the fish in, and that's another good fish for the fish box. And Eddie will explain once we hop on the boat what exactly happened. All right, run us through it, Eddie. What happened?
First cove, dropped down through the thermocline. All of a sudden the bull popped out of nowhere, chum everywhere, and a cobia slipped up underneath and ate a piece of chum right in front of me, and click, boom.
Dude, you hit fire? You hit fire him?
Yeah, I shot from the hip. Boom, baby.
That's awesome. First cobia, stoked. Bonus fish.
You know where they are.
Yeah.
You know where the fish are.
They're in that thick, nasty, ugly, scary thermocline. down at like 60 plus feet. It's scary going down there, and it's freezing, especially it's like 80 something at the top and it drops down like, what do you think, it's under 70s down there?
Yeah, I was chilling.
It's freaking chilly. All right, you guys, we are going in. At least we got some fish. Dalton got a couple Spearos. Eddie shot his first cobia. I got the red snapper. Stoked that we got some fish, but we're shooting through that. And we'll see you guys on shore. All right, so we're at a little island and we're filleting all the fish up. Such a sick little day diving. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I put a lot of work into these videos, so I appreciate any amount of appreciation that I could get and support. I love it. Just when you guys thought the video was over, think again. We're down in the Keys, and dude, we are crushing it. I'm gonna go ahead and roll on these clips of this trip, and stay tuned for some epic fish action. Yoo! So this was another strike mission. We hopped in about 60 feet, down in the Keys, offshore, looking to get some muttons, some mangroves, anything that comes by really. So I make my first drop, and I go down and I see something amazing. Not a fish, but you will see. So I was going to go land in that sand patch right there, and off to the right, there was something shiny, and sure enough, it was a Fortress aluminum anchor. And these things are like $200-300, maybe even more, and it had chain. It was almost brand new, and that's what happens sometimes on these reefs. People anchor up on these reefs, which I highly suggest you don't do. Try to anchor in the sand, because this will happen. You'll lose your gear, and it costs you a lot of money in the long run. So in my opinion, don't do that. But I was lucky enough to, it was an easy pull out of the reef. Looks like somebody either tied their anchor up wrong or just had to cut loose because they couldn't get it undone. But you know, what's another man's loss is another man's gain, and we got a solid anchor on this dive, and I'd much rather do that than honestly get a fish. It's like a $300 anchor. Aluminum.
For my boat.
I want it for my boat. So shortly after this, Dalton made a drop, went down, threw up sand, and a nice mutton came in, and he plugged it. We're getting into it, baby, down in the Keys. You hold them up, Dalton. Look at that, big boys. So now it was my turn to make a drop. I decided to go down. Dalton actually pointed out, he was on his way up, pointed off in the distance, and I knew he saw something. So I went ahead and made a blind drop, went down, started swimming up current a little bit, and sure enough, there was a kind of a school of stud mangroves. I see him out in the distance. I just cruise up to him, not looking very threatening, and they come in and they come getting closer and closer, and I pick the biggest one, which isn't that one. I actually veer my gun up to the top of the screen a little bit, and there's even a bigger one that comes in, and so I go ahead and get him. Now I knew I had a ton of time left. I wasn't stressed at all. I took my time, was nice and relaxed, bringing him to the surface, and that's really what you want to do. Just be comfortable. I was keeping an eye out, kind of checking my surroundings, making sure there's no sharks in the area. I knew Dalton wasn't far behind me, so easy land, easy fish, and another one for the box. And not bad for only 30 minutes of diving offshore of the Keys.
That bunted, right? You got him. Huh? You got him. That was the one I was telling you.
There were like 5 like this.
Nice.
You guys, so we made it back. We absolutely crushed it. I filleted the big mutton, about to get into the other one. Guys, I really appreciate you watching the videos. I put a lot of work into them, so like always, like this video, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next week for another adventure. Later.